Greetings, dear chess fans and experts. This is FIDE Master Max Omariev with you. And today we'll take a look at the top 5 beautiful queen sacrifices from world champion Magnus Carlsen. The first sacrifice happened in Magnus Carlsen's game against Viswanathan Anand at the Zurich Chess Challenge, and we'll start looking from this position. Carlsen simply has an overwhelming position and plays g4, attacks the bishop, and wants to drive it away from the f-file. If the d7 bishop gets taken, then rook hits f7 can be played. That is why Anand played bishop e6. He exchanges the bishops. Magnus exchanges the rooks and can already play knight f6 check. You can't capture the king on the f-file because of the knight beats h7. There's also a bishop hanging there, so king h6 is played by Anand. Now there are no direct discoveries. For example, if we play knight d7, then we just do bishop g7. This way we can cover up with the bishop and be safe. So Magnus thinks, what else can he do here? He plays c3, he just drives the knight away. And now friends, I recommend you to think how to continue the attack if Anand plays knight c6. So think right now how to mate it. I hope you found the solution. This is knight e8 check, queen sacrifice. If we take the queen, then rook beats f8 mate will follow, and if we play king g8, we still sacrifice the queen, play queen h8, and then rook hit f8 mate. If we take the queen right away, then there's a rook hits f8, so that's how beautifully it went, and that was the 5th place. 4th place goes to Magnus Carlsen against Ludvig Hammer. Here Magnus was just 12 years old, and he showed the following combination. Ludvig plays bishop e3 and wants to catch the knight on e2, but the move is unsuccessful. He should have played a4. And there was something like this. We remove the knight from here. In general, white's position is good, but after bishop e3, Magnus plays rook hits e4, captures the pawn, and white plays rook e1. And it seems that the knight is already caught. It has no escape route, and Magnus has only to give up. But here Carlsen finds a brilliant move, which you need to find now too. Pause the video and find the winning solution. Well, based on the title of this video, I think you've easily found the winning move. It's the queen sacrifice, queen h5 check. The whole point is that if we capture the queen, then rook h4 mate follows, and that's how the game ended. 3rd place goes to the game of Wesley So against Magnus Carlsen. Here Magnus plays queen b3, attacking the pawn on e3. Also potentially he wants to capture the rook on d1. Generally speaking, white has an advantage. They have the 2 bishops advantage. Wesley So plays bishop c5 attacking the f6 rook. But that's not the most accurate decision. It was better to play rook e1. But he played bishop c5 and it seems that Magnus is in trouble. On the 8th rank, the rook has only 1 square, and that's e8. Look, Magnus doesn't have much time, 37 seconds. In the case of rook e8, Wesley So has prepared the move queen d7 with a fork on the rook and bishop d3. And that's what confuses Magnus, but he plays rook e8 nonetheless. Wesley automatically wants to play queen d7, but stops to think for a second and plays queen d7. Magnus seems to be losing, but queen hits d1, queen sacrifice. Wesley So didn't expect that. The thing is that if he takes the queen, then rook e1 check follows, and in the case of king g2, there will be bishop f1. If king goes to f3, then there's knight e5 with royal fork. And if king g1, then goes bishop h3 mate, and that's why Wesley So gives up. 2nd place goes to the brilliant attack of a 12-year-old Magnus Carlsen against a chess player named Hans Harstad. Here Magnus plays knight h6, and the move knight g5 follows. It's a bad move. Hans should have captured the knight on h6, and that way black would have had chances for a strong position, but after knight g5, Magnus plays f4 attacking the f-file. And here black decides not to suffer for nothing and plays bishop hits h3, winning a pawn. Because the bishop cannot be captured because of the knight h3 fork. The move bishop beats h3 was weak. He should have played king beats h6, take away this knight, and after h4 white would win back the knight. But black could play rook f8, and they would have generally had a strong position. Here after hg Hans can just capture the pawn, and there's nothing serious yet. Or you can also play queen h4 check and capture the pawn this way. Well, the position is still holding strong. After bishop h3, Magnus plays queen h4, bishop d7, and here begins a series of destructive moves, e5. The bishop is under attack. Knight h5 check. Magnus sacrifices the knight. Black captures that knight. What other options were there? We could hit the h6 knight, but in this case we play knight captures f6 and bishop g5. The move queen h7 check threatens. For example, if we play h5, we capture this pawn. This is just a complete disaster. Queen f7 and queen h7 threaten. Black has no defense here. There is also a way to capture the knight on f6, but in that case there would be a checkmate. Here we play bishop hits g6. That's because Magnus played e5. The bishop joins the attack here, and after hg you can just deliver checkmate like this. So taking the knight on h6 was not suitable, but it was worth to prefer the move of king h8. And there was about this option: bishop g5, queen g3. The e5 pawn is in danger. And here white captures the pawn, the attack continues, and the position, frankly, is not the best. But black doesn't get checkmate right away. But after gh, now, dear friend, you need to pause the video and find the strongest solution for Magnus Carlsen. I hope you've played like the future world champion, and the move here is queen beats g5, queen sacrifice. After fg took f7 check, it turns out that black gets mate here. The king hits h6 and the rook hits h7 mate. This is how beautifully this game ended. And first place goes to the World Championship final, which drew a huge crowd of spectators. I think you're already familiar with this game. Here Zurich Chess played queen f2, queen g2 mate threatens, and it seems that Magnus is about to lose. But he found the strongest solution. Rook c8 check, king h7. Again, it seems that the black king is safe. There is not a single decent check, and white is threatened by checkmate. But here Magnus just instantly found the move queen h6, and Zurich Chess immediately gave up, because if the king h6 is played, the rook h-mate follows. And in the case of gh, rook hits f7 mate. And the match for the title of world champion ended with this beautiful move, and so does our today's video. Friends, I thank you for your attention. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and don't forget to hit the bell button as well to make sure you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. Keep playing and studying chess, and I'll see you soon.